Welcome back, VC. Mark here. We finally had our record show. After over a year of waiting, the promoters secured a new venue. And it sucked. Terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. The show was held for many, many years at the same location, very similar to a veterans hall, wide open room, lots of light, lots of room to set up tables. Apparently, they were going to raise the rent for the next show in the tune of 100%. They were going to double the rent. To the promoters' credit, they were not going to pass the cost on to us. And to be honest, many of us would not have signed up for the show. We pay enough for the table. So they decided not to go back there. Again, it's been over a year. We have not had any activity. Why they chose this new venue is beyond me. There were so many other options. There are tons of old churches, other VA halls, other options. This is a club, a small club that's used for comedy acts, local bands. Okay, strike one, it's dark. It's a dark setting. It's not open. There's chandeliers from the ceiling that do not emit a lot of light. You can see from the pictures, I had the light on my camera. It was a lot darker than it looked. Load in and load out was not good. Number three, the owners of the club had the bar open. They had a cash bar. So you have people coming in, grabbing a drink, coming over to the table with a drink in one hand, trying to inspect the album in the other. They can't see because the light is so low. Almost everyone who was serious about buying albums had their phones out. They had the lights on, just trying to inspect the albums. It was a joke. I just couldn't believe it. Then they had a DJ in the sound booth playing music, in itself fine. Number one, it was too loud. Then at one point, the DJ must have got bored. He started with the lights. The disco ball started spinning, reflecting what little light there was. And then you had these different colored lights coming down on the floor. It was something that I just can't put into words. At one point, I thought I was going to look up on the stage and Elvis was going to walk down and offer everybody peanut butter and banana sandwiches. You'd have your drink, you'd have your sandwich, you'd be all set to look at records and f them all up. It was horrible. I can't believe it. The turnout was terrible. Number four, and I know these things are hard to schedule, I live in Bills country. Yesterday, which was the 13th, the Bills played. They had an early afternoon game. Whenever the Bills play, everybody stays home. So the turnout was very poor. I take so much pride and put so much time into these records, pricing them, putting them all into sleeves. I actually had 2 boxes of cheapies, $3 each or 2 for $5, which most of the people gravitated over to. And to their credit, I can't blame them. I bought some records and I got screwed because I thought I saw the record. I couldn't see if they were scratched or not. It was just a terrible day. I probably made a third of what I usually do. I had a couple of my regulars show up, but to be honest, most of the people were turned off by the location or they were watching the game. People were just not spending money, and I understand this with the inflation and the political climate, everything, I understand. But I was just beside myself on some of the things that did not sell. I always misprice maybe 4 or 5 titles within my boxes. And what this means is I will price maybe 60 to 70% below median value on really popular albums just to give the buyer a thrill. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, oh, Mark, look, I just found this album. It was $7. Holy shit. Everybody loves to go to a vendor and have that happen, myself included. So for an example, at this show, I included a near mint copy of Rumors, Fleetwood Mac, in the shrink. Palm tree label, all of the inserts pristine. I priced it at $10. A steal. A steal. It sat there all day. It must have been pulled out 6 or 7 times, put right back in. Unreal. I had signage on my boxes. After 4 o'clock, there's 25% off everything. At 4:01, someone came up to my stand, grabbed that album along with, what was the other one? Oh, I had Def Leppard, Hysteria. Grabbed both of those records. The Fleetwood Mac would have been $7.50. It would have been $7. I don't deal with change. They asked if they could have it for $5. Unbelievable. Hysteria, I priced at $8 in the shrink. Someone did buy it after 4 o'clock for the 25% off. All day people pull that album up. Come on. On a positive note, I got to catch up with many of the vendors. We've been friends for years. God knows we had enough time. I'm going to go talk to one of the promoters, kind of get a little feedback, see what the other vendors thought. If this is the venue going forward, I'm probably not going to participate, which is sad, but such is life. I did not leave the show empty-handed. You know me better than that. Got a few albums for myself. I did miss on a few. They're in bad shape. I could not see. Again, I'm not spending $60, $70 on an album when I can't see the damn thing. Brian at Embryonic Robot featured this band a couple months ago, did a great series. Saw this title, love this album cover. This is Crush, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. And I paid $5 for this album. You know I love timing strips. The Johnny Cash Show. Isn't that cool? Can't say as much for the vinyl. It's not in great condition. What I will do is find another copy and switch the vinyl out. That was $4. Picked this up for $4 as well. This is Bruce, The Wild, The Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. I picked this up for my buddy George. He's looking for early Springsteen. George, this is for you. I'm thinking of you, buddy. I picked up this Motown title for $4 as well. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, 12 Roses. This is a nice gatefold. This is from 1971. And they cover Cecilia, which is a Paul Simon song. The Tears of a Clown, of course. The Hunter Gets Captured by the Game. That Girl. Really love this cover. And that was in great condition. I checked these all again when I got home. I picked this title up for $10, $19.99. But Mark, you already have several copies. Now I have another copy. I'm telling you, say what you will. The albums that are near and dear to me, if I find them and they're at a reasonable price, they're coming home with me. You never know. I've given copies away to friends who love the album. It has the original inner sleeves. I found some nice ECM titles. First one's by Keith Jarrett, Standards Volume 2, $5. Gary Peacock, Jack DeChanette. Great trio. Some beautiful titles on this album. Probably my favorite is Never Let Him Go. So Tender is a lovely piece. In Love in Vain. Nice padded sleeve. And these albums were fortunately in great shape. So that's the first title. Picked up another Keith Jarrett title. This was $4. Again on ECM. Arbor Zena. Charlie Hayden on bass. Jan Garbarek on tenor and soprano saxophones. And then you have a string orchestra. Again, nice padded sleeve. We're going with the Keith Jarrett theme. This was $4 as well. The Celestial Hawk. In 3 movements. $4, Control, Janet Jackson, Stone Classic. Nice inner sleeve. And this vinyl is in very nice condition as well. And again, this is that kind of translucent brown. I found a couple nice reggae titles. First one's by Peter Tosh. Bush Doctor. This is from 1978. And then I picked this title up by Toots and the Maytals. Rasta Man, Premature, Reggae Got Soul. Great album here. This is put out by Island. A nice black Island label. This is really clean as well. This was released in 1976. I paid $4 for this one. This is a 12-inch. The Time Jerk Out. On the great Paisley Park label. Great funky jam by Morris Day and the Time. Paid $5 for Prince and the Revolution, Around the World in a Day. Another album that I have. This still has the flap, which is really nice. It's a cutout, but that doesn't matter to me. And the last one, paid $5 for this one. Might be my favorite. This is a 12-inch by Morrissey. The Last of the Famous International Playboys. And then Lucky Lisp and Michael's Bones. And of course, this is on Sire. All right, that's it. Thanks for bearing with me. I know I ranted on a little bit. I just spent so much time prepping for the show, putting so much effort into it. It's just a disappointment all around. Stay safe.